I have a sneaking suspicion. There's been a lot of reporting, and I know this may surprise you, Brian, but I don't think accurate reporting.
Some of the most difficult parts, I think, about hearing about the case in the media has been mainstream media and how mainstream media has treated the case.
But Brian, I'm interested in what you said, that you think mainstream media, it sounds like what you're saying is they haven't given Baldoni a fair shake. From my seat, it feels to me like, I mean, I certainly know on our side, Blake is taking lots of lumps.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I really haven't seen that. What I've seen is things misconstrued. For example, on TMZ itself, you saw, you saw it on TMZ. They said that deadlines were blown, and Justin has walked away from the appeal. He's walked away from his case. He's fine with the fact that the case was dismissed. That was on TMZ.
No,
that was not true.
We messed that up. I agree with you.
Blake Lively thought she could control the narrative. She thought one explosive lawsuit, a few carefully placed stories, and the power of her publicist, Leslie Sloane, would be enough to bury Justin Baldoni and walk away looking like the victim. But here's the thing about building your case on spin instead of facts. Eventually, discovery happens, and when it does, the whole house of cards comes crashing down faster than Blake's IMDb ratings. Justin Baldoni's legal team just went on TMZ Live, and what they revealed should terrify Blake and Ryan Reynolds. Because discovery wasn't just good for Baldoni's side, it was devastating for Blake's, and even Harvey Levin admitted on camera that Blake is losing.
I felt he's been winning this all along. I mean, we talked about that as early as today, that, personally, and I've talked about this on television, we've done stories on this on the website, I feel like Justin Baldoni is winning this. I think this really has hurt not just Blake Lively, but it's also hurt Ryan Reynolds. I'm not seeing this as, oh wow, Blake's winning this thing at all, even though her lawsuit is still the active one right now. I'm not seeing it that way.
Not struggling, losing. Like, losing so badly that even the outlet running her press releases is backing away slowly with their hands up. Let's be clear, TMZ has been publishing Blake's side of the story for months. Leslie Sloane has been feeding them headlines, spinning narratives, planting stories to make Blake look like a survivor and Justin look like a predator.
Allegedly!
And now, Harvey Levin is sitting there saying, I'm not seeing this as, oh wow, Blake's winning this thing at all. When the outlet carrying your water admits you're taking the lumps, that's not a bad day. That's a death rattle. So what did we learn? Discovery was phenomenal for Justin Baldoni. His attorney, Brian Friedman, made that crystal clear. The case boils down to two questions. Was there sexual harassment, and was there a smear campaign? After months of digging through evidence, text messages, emails, and witness statements, Friedman's team is sitting pretty. They're confident they will win at trial. These lawyers sound like they just opened Christmas presents and found every receipt they ever wished for. Now contrast that with Blake's camp. While Baldoni's team celebrates discovery, Blake Lively and Ezra Hudson keep requesting sanctions from Judge Liman. Sanctions? That's not the move of someone who found smoking gun evidence. That's someone desperately trying to control damage they didn't see coming. When you're begging the judge to punish the other side instead of focusing on your case, you're not winning. You're drowning. And here's where it gets damaging. Remember that TMZ story claiming Justin Baldoni missed his appeal deadline and was walking away? Yeah, that turned out to be completely false. Harvey Levin admitted TMZ messed up the story.
I admit to you, we screwed up the appeal story. I absolutely admit that to you.
It's like watching someone try to unring a bell they rang on purpose. Friedman clarified what actually happened. Judge Liman only issued final judgment days before the interview and made the case non-appealable until he rules on attorney's fees. There was never a missed deadline. The entire story was fabricated spin, designed to make Justin look like he was retreating, and it worked temporarily because TMZ published it without doing their homework. But now the homework's been graded, and Blake's team got an F for fabrication. This is the Blake Lively playbook. Plant a story, let it spread. Hope people remember the headline and forget the correction. But this time it backfired. Because now, on the record, TMZ admitted they got played. And Harvey Levin acknowledged that publicists spin more than a dreidel. They don't just give facts. They know how to get damaging stories placed, and it can be a really dirty business.
Okay, so now you want to know the way it really works?
Sure.
They spin more than a dreidel, number one. That they are not just giving you facts. They are calling you with a spin that they want to put on for their client. And every publicist can take a set of facts and shade it or change it. And they do it all the time. And sometimes what they tell you is from their side, and they'll make an allegation that really hurts the other side, but they can get it out there.
Now, who is Blake's publicist? Leslie Sloane. The same Leslie Sloane Mark Garagos called White Powder Bear Leslie Sloane in the interview. She's basically the fairy godmother, except instead of turning pumpkins into carriages, she turns courtroom disasters into puff pieces, and the magic's wearing off at midnight. But here's the problem. You can spin all you want, but in a courtroom, spin doesn't matter. Evidence does, and according to Friedman, the evidence strongly supports their side. He says Justin Baldoni is an incredible man who deserves to have a jury decide the facts.
That from Justin Baldoni's standpoint, who, by the way, I've now known him for almost a year. Incredible man, like incredible. Not like a good person, an incredible man, truly. I just think that this, who you are can truly come out in a trial. And Justin is a fantastic person, and I think that people will be able to see and hear him for the first time in a year.
That's not lawyer speak. That's confidence. Meanwhile, Blake's legal team is playing 52-card pickup and pretending it's poker. Harvey Levin said Justin is categorically winning the battle, particularly on TikTok. He said the case has hurt Blake lively, and especially Ryan Reynolds. Let that sink in. Ryan Reynolds, the guy who inserted himself into Blake's legal war like an uninvited +1 at a funeral, is now taking collateral damage. His brand, his carefully crafted image as the lovable, funny guy, all of it is getting tarnished because he couldn't stay out of his wife's mess. Deadpool can regenerate from bullet wounds, but apparently Ryan can't regenerate from bad PR decisions. And specific incidents are destroying Blake's credibility. Harvey mentioned the unedited dance video.
When you see, for example, the unedited dance that became a big part of this case, that the way it's been received is her view that this was uncomfortable and harassment and whatnot wasn't landing.
Blake's team pushed a narrative that Justin made her uncomfortable during a choreographed dance scene. Then, the unedited footage leaked, showing nothing inappropriate. Professional interaction, clear boundaries, Blake actively participating without visible discomfort. The narrative collapsed, the second evidence went public. Turns out video evidence is harder to gaslight than a publicist's client list. The TMZ appeal story reveals everything. If TMZ, an outlet sympathetic to Blake, is now admitting they got it wrong and apologizing for publishing Leslie's spin without verification, what does that say about all the other stories they've run? How many headlines were fed by Blake's team and published without scrutiny? How much of the narrative we've been consuming is just publicist-crafted fiction? It's like finding out your favorite restaurant has been serving microwave dinners and calling it gourmet. This is the part Blake didn't plan for. She thought her connections, her publicist, and her husband's fame would steamroll Justin Baldoni into submission. But she underestimated one thing. Discovery forces truth into the light. You can spin headlines, you can plant stories, you can manipulate public opinion, but you can't fake text messages. You can't fake emails. You can't fake witness testimony, and you definitely can't fake your way through trial when the other side has receipts longer than a CVS receipt for gum. After months of discovery, Justin's legal team is confident. They're looking forward to trial. They're ready to put facts in front of a jury. Meanwhile, Blake's team is requesting sanctions, scrambling to control narratives, and watching their case fall apart in real time. It's like watching someone rebuild a house of cards during a hurricane while insisting everything is fine. Here's what this comes down to. Blake Lively thought she could win this case in the court of public opinion before it reached a real courtroom. She treated it like a PR campaign instead of a legal proceeding. But lawsuits aren't TikTok trends. They're not Instagram posts. They're legal proceedings with rules, evidence, and accountability. And the evidence doesn't appear to support Blake's story.
It doesn't feel as clean as Johnny and Amber, where he ended up with that decisive victory. It just feels like this case, my gut has been telling me, and I feel like maybe I'm wrong now, that this is just not going to go to trial because it's in nobody's interest. It's going to settle somehow.
Justin Baldoni's team is preparing for trial. They're confident, organized, and reportedly have the receipts. Blake's team is spinning, requesting sanctions, and watching even TMZ admit she's losing. That's not a small crack in the armor. That's the armor falling off entirely, revealing nothing underneath but smoke, mirrors, and Leslie Sloane's contact list. The mask is slipping. The spin is failing. Blake wanted to be seen as the victim. Instead, she's being exposed as the manipulator. She wanted to bury Justin Baldoni. Instead, she's burying her own credibility. And when this case goes to trial, when a jury hears the evidence and sees the text messages and listens to witnesses, the world will see exactly what discovery already revealed. Blake Lively's legal strategy isn't just failing, it's collapsing in slow motion like a Jenga tower played by someone who never learned the rules. And the sound you're hearing isn't applause, it's a narrative crumbling under the weight of its own lies. If you want more breakdowns of celebrity legal battles and the spin machines trying to control them, like, comment, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts on whether Blake can recover or if her reputation is already gone, because this story isn't over. But one thing is clear, the truth doesn't care about your publicist. It doesn't care about your Instagram followers or your husband's box office numbers. And in Blake Lively's case, that might be the most terrifying realization of all, because when the spin stops working, all you're left with is the truth. And if the truth isn't on your side, no amount of headlines, no publicist in the world can save you from what's coming.
That's my opinion!